town.
Today, the Portland Trail Blazers can win an NBA championship for the first time in over 50 years. We lead the Pistons 3-2 here in the finals and are looking to shut the door tonight. It has certainly been a wild ride this postseason, especially in these NBA finals where things looked rough early. We lost the first two games. Our best player, Darius Springer, gets injured in Game 1, and his status for the remainder of the series looked quite bleak. It really seemed like we were in a lot of trouble after those first two home games. Springer was solid in Game 1, but he got injured with around a minute to go. And in Game 2, he was mostly a non-factor dealing with the knee injury. He only finished with 10 points. Cade Cunningham, meanwhile, at 59. We've needed to figure out how to guard him defensively while changing the offense entirely since we couldn't run things around Springer. Scoot Henderson had to take the keys, and I think he's done a really good job over these last three games with other guys stepping up. In Game 4, obviously, we shot the lights out. Shaedon Sharpe had 38. That brought us back at home for Game 5 in the last episode. Home teams were 0-4 in the finals until this one, with Darius Springer dropping a 40-burger. Springer's strained NCL was recovered at this point, but he was still dealing with a sore knee, so he still kind of got 40 points on one leg. Scoot had 31 and 11. Everybody else played to their role. Defensively, we were able to hang strong. We didn't shoot the three ball particularly well outside of Springer and Scoot, but we didn't need to. Cade Cunningham again dropped 50. He continues to be unbelievable here in these finals, but it seems like one of their veterans always shoots them out of their losses. In Game 5, it was Jabari Smith. In Game 4, it was Jaden Ivey. In Game 3, it was Asar Thompson. All three of those guys have been good during the finals, but they've each played bad enough to where they've lost the Pistons a game. Detroit needs all three of their other stars to perform with Cade, which is a problem that our team has had to deal with too. We haven't necessarily had great consistency from Sharpe, Scoot, and Griffin throughout the playoffs, and that's costed us some games. But those three guys, especially Scoot, have been really good since the start of Game 3, and obviously as Springer continues to get healthier and healthier, the offense is going to be in a better spot, and obviously defensively we will as well, as Springer's presence on that side of the floor is very important too. We get some really good news injury-wise as Darius Springer is fully healthy. I didn't think this was going to happen during the finals, but with around-the-clock care for his knee, the strained MCL was only there for 3 games. He only had to deal with the sore knee for Game 5. So he is now fully healthy. He's going to play a little bit more minutes. We're probably going to have him in there for 36 or 37 out of 40. And have him sit his usual 3 minutes early in the second quarter. That might be it, unless we feel like we need to sit him at some point in the second half. So let's get this show on the road. Game 6 of the finals in Detroit. Portland can win a championship tonight. We've won 3 games in a row. Our best player is fully healthy for the first time since Game 1. We've got the momentum, but that does not mean this series is over. The Pistons won the first 2 games on the road. The one game where Darius Springer was healthy, the Pistons won. Cade Cunningham has been the best player on the floor during these finals, and if they get consistent performances from Ivey, Thompson, and Jabari Smith, we could absolutely be in trouble. But nonetheless, an exciting night as Portland looks to win their first NBA title in 51 years. Same starters for both teams per usual as Poku and Tingus Pingus meet for the tip-off here for Game 6 and what hopefully is the final game of this year's NBA Finals as Poku wins the tip and we are underway. Pistons win the tip, but the Blazers look to score first. Springer with it in the corner. He gets it over to Khalil Griffin. Mid-range jumper is good. Khalil Griffin gets the scoring started here in Game 6. He shot the mid-range really well during these finals as he drives inside. Shot no good. Nice defense by Cade Cunningham, who's played tremendous defense over the last couple of games, guarding without fouling. Ivey in transition hits the 3. And the Pistons take their first lead of the game. Here's Porzingis, thinks about the shot. Passes it, it's tipped, and he gets it back for the dunk. He was trying to pass it in the corner for Springer, but it's tipped right back in his hands. And he takes advantage as he is in for the throwdown, and it's now 4-3. Springer with it. Gets it over to Shaedon Sharpe on the wing. Back to Springer. He has the matchup he wants with Cade Cunningham, and he's healthy enough to exploit it. Misses, grabs his own rebound. Misses again, grabs his own rebound. Misses again, grabs his own rebound. He's blocked this time, and that ball went out of bounds. Portland keeps it. 4 misses for Darius Springer, yet the Blazers hang on to possession. What a play from both sides as it's tipped and out on Porzingis, and after all that, the Pistons will end up with the ball. Springer starts 0 for 4. I guess he's not going to finish with as high of the field goal percentage as he has over the last couple of games. Cade, jumper inside is good. His first points of the game. Springer with it, guarded by Jabari Smith on the drive. Blocked at the rim again! Jabari Smith with the denial. On the inbound, Tingus Pingus inside for Shaedon Sharpe. Portland does a better job of making sure they can't mess up the inbound play like they did last time. Sharpe has the layup. It's now 6-5. Here's Darius Springer with it. Inside for Khalil Griffin. Nice cut off the ball. Springer, as you can see, was cold there. He's 0 for 6 right now, and it's not entirely his fault because he's grabbed half of his misses. But still, not off to the start he was hoping for as he backs down on Cade. And this time, finally, his 7th shot of the game is the first one that falls. And it's 10-5. Blazers looking really good early on the defensive end of the floor. Only 2 made baskets for Detroit, make it 3. Cade Cunningham in for the slam. He's got 4, and it's 10-7. Cade with it off the inbound. Gets some space. Lets it fly for 3. We're tied at 10. Cade's got 7 here in the early going. Sharpe guarded by Ivy. Looks to cross him over inside. Sharpe, pump fake. That one is good. Sharpe is a little bigger and stronger than Jaden Ivey. He's able to use that there to his advantage, and it's now 12-10. Springer looking for the screen from Porzingis. He gets it on the drive. Wide open lane, and Darius Springer takes advantage. He's in for the slam. It's 14-10. Cade, jumper, blocked! Griffin with the snuff! On the other end, it's Scoot Henderson over to Sharpe. He gets it back to Scoot, over to Griffin. Pump fake, Poku goes flying, and Springer takes advantage. He is in for the slam. 16-10, Blazers up early. Asar Thompson inside, jumper no good. Smith with the rebound, layup is good with the foul, and 1. Shaedon Sharpe is called for it. It's a 2-point game all of a sudden, 16-14. Here is Scoot Henderson with it. Should have an open man on the wing. It's Darius Springer. Portland knocks down their first triple. After missing his first 6 shots, Springer makes 4 in a row. He's got 9. Cade inside makes another one. He is in the double figures early, of course. No one on this team can guard him. It's not Griffin's fault. It's not Scoot's fault. No one can do it. Springer wide open again. Bang! The Pistons were so focused on helping Shaedon Sharpe inside that they did not see Springer open on the wing. Springer looks to drive, gets it over to Sharpe. Wide open in the corner. What pitiful perimeter defense there by the Pistons. Tanner Calhoun was supposed to guard Sharpe, and he just went completely off of him once Sharpe got the ball. I'm perplexed what he was thinking there. Asar Thompson in for the dunk. Good play off the screen. 25-18. Here's Calhoun with it. Gets it over to Cade, guarded by Scoot Henderson. That's the matchup he wants, and he takes advantage. He hits the pull-up jumper. He's now got 12. 25-20. Pistons can make it a 1-score game. Cade Cunningham on the drive. Step back. Jumper is good. It doesn't matter if he's open. It doesn't matter if he's contested. He will not miss as Portland calls time. 3-point game. Springer with it in the corner. He leads the Blazers with 12. Inside with a dime for Zay Logan, who gets the layup. Logan strained his hip in Game 3. He really was not effective at all in Game 4. But in Game 5, he was really good, had 11 points, 9 of which came in the first. Jaden Ivey inside. Nice play over Damian Lillard. The 37-year-old Lillard looking for his first career title. Tanner Calhoun's shot is off the mark. Springer with the rebound, his 7th. That has to be his highest rebound total since Game 1. And keep in mind, we are still in the first quarter. Springer's pass, though, is tipped and intercepted by Bufkin. Here's Darian Reed on the other end. Layup is no good. Calhoun with the rebound. He misses. Grabs his own miss. Pistons with a third chance. Reed. Bang! That's a 3. And the lead is within 2. 29-27. Lillard on the screen. Looks to drive in. It's a lob. Springer with the throwdown. Darius Springer going up there. He's got 14. With the lefty jam. Blazers lead by 5. This might be the first time they have a multi-score lead towards the end of the first quarter. But Killian Hayes looks to change that. Hayes went 3 for 3 from beyond the arc in Game 5 as he gets the layup. Only 4 seconds left here on the clock. Lillard's moving it gingerly up the floor. He realizes he has to shoot it, but when there's like half a second left, he can't get it out. And that'll wrap up what was otherwise a pretty good first quarter, 32-29. It's great seeing Darius Springer healthy. He hasn't been the most efficient. He's got 14 on 14 shots. We certainly have run the offense through him, maybe a little bit too much. He's got 7 boards and 4 assists. He has really looked good, again being the catalyst of everything as it's stolen by Hayes on the other end. Killian Hayes' jumper is good. You may notice Ashton Wisham is in the game. The Blazers have not played him at all in the finals, but they want to give him a couple minutes here. They'd rather have some extra size. Play Zay Logan at the 4 where he might be a little bit more comfortable. But as Logan's driving in, he's out of bounds. 2 turnovers to start the second quarter offensively. Not an ideal start. The Pistons would not score, though, on their following possession. Blazers keep the lead as Shaedon Sharpe is in for the slam. Sharpe and Scoot are going to be running things with Griffin and Springer taking a little bit of a breather after playing the entire first quarter. Hayes, spin move, layup is good. Killian Hayes has been so good offensively the last couple of games. It's so weird seeing him play like this as Reed is blocked inside. It's Ashton Wisham with the snuff on the other end. Sharpe, jumper is good. He's in the double figures. Blazers lead 36-33. Here is Logan. It's tipped and intercepted by Bufkin. 3 turnovers in the first 2 minutes of the quarter for Portland. And Asar Thompson takes advantage with the powerful slam on the other end. Pistons now looking to take their lead, their first since early in the first. Calhoun's trap gets it over to Reed. Inside for Bufkin. Pistons ahead. Great cut off the ball by Kobe Bufkin. Now we're tied at 37. Bufkin in the corner. Shot clock winding down. Bufkin, step back. 3 ball. Bang! It's a long 2 for Bufkin, but it still falls. 39-37. Griffin, pump fake over to Springer. Springer and Griffin back in the game as Springer passes out of the potential shot. Over to Shaedon Sharpe, and that one is good. Nobody guarding Shaedon Sharpe there. He's left wide open on the mid-range. We're knotted up at 39. Here's Jaden Ivey. Pump fake. Smith is open. Porzingis gets to him, but it's too late. Jabari Smith hits the right wing 3. 42-39. Here's Khalil Griffin with it. Tightly guarded by Asar Thompson. He finds Springer. Pump fake. Calhoun goes flying. Springer, powerful jam! A big throwdown for Darius Springer. 41-42. Pistons ahead. Calhoun with it. He gets it over to Jabari Smith. Inside for Ivy, who dunks it over Scoot Henderson. Those screens continue to be the death of our defense. The Pistons have ran their offense through the screen game, and it has worked. Speaking of, Griffin off the screen, connects for 3. A nice taste of their own medicine. We're tied at 44. 4.5 to go in the half. Reed's guarded by Lillard. That's a mismatch. Passes out of the easy basket, but Ivy gets the 3 instead. So I guess it kind of worked out there for Detroit, even though if I was Reed, I would have certainly shot the ball there. Here's Cade, pull-up jumper. That one's good. Another 3. Detroit leads by multiple possessions, 50-46. Here's Ochai Agbaji. Pump fake. Nice move, but he's blocked. That shot would have gone in, but Darian Reed is there with the denial. Cade back inside for Reed. He's in with the slam. Darian Reed continues to honestly be the Pistons' best bench player in this series. He's given them great minutes on both ends of the floor. Cade, step back. That one's good. It's an 8-point deficit. Largest lead for either team today. 46-54. Springer's guarded by Cade. This is the matchup he wants, unless Griffin's going to be wide open. Another really good cut off the ball by Griffin. His movement off the ball offensively today has been tremendous. Griffin played quite a bit on the ball over the last couple of games, but with Springer healthy, who moves back off the ball where he's been very effective. Springer, pump fake guarded by Ivy, looking for Agbaji, open 3, perfect release. It's off the mark though. That was a good play there by Springer. He set himself nicely to get the easy assist for Ochai. And on the other end, Calhoun drills the 3. It's a 9-point lead. The Pistons' biggest lead in Game 5 was only 8. For a second, they were up by 9, but it's down to 7. Springer on the crossover has Logan. Jumper is good. Lead within 5. 16, 9, and 7 for Springer. He's getting close to a triple-double still here in the first half. Cade Cunningham with it. Jumper on the move. That one's off the mark. Springer with the board is 10th. His first double-double since Game 1 of the finals. He's gotten a double-double in every playoff game that he's been healthy for, where he played over 25 minutes. There's Logan. Layup is good, and the lead is within 1 score. 57-54 minutes ago in the half. Ivy with it, guarded by Scoot Henderson. Ivy, jumper. That one falls despite being smothered by Scoot Henderson, and it's 59-54. Springer with it. Woo! He has Smith going flying. Shaedon Sharpe is unguarded inside. That feels like a bold strategy, Detroit. Springer's 9th assist of the game. He may very well get a trip dub in the first half. Thompson, Ivy, pump fake, layup is good. Detroit maintaining their lead. They're back up by 5. Scoot gets it over to Springer. Scoot, by the way, has not scored a field goal yet. Springer, meanwhile, an assist shy of the triple-double. Gets it over to Shaedon Sharpe, guarded by Smith. Pump fake. Back to Springer. Just seconds left on the shot clock. Springer backs up on Ausar Thompson. Springer wants to take advantage of the mismatch. Shot is no good, though. Springer with the rebound is 11th. Passes it out to Scoot. Game clock and shot clock pretty much even. Scoot still goes for the early shot here. He should have probably held, but it's off the mark. Pistons now in transition with just seconds to go in the half. Here's Ivy. Pump fake. Ivy. 3-ball. That one's no good. And that'll do it for a very competitive first half here in Game 6. The Pistons lead 61-56. The Pistons have led at halftime in pretty much every game in this series, so this is nothing new. The Blazers have come back from behind often during these 3 previous wins. The big story here being the healthy Darius Springer. Boy, he looks healthy. He hasn't been the most efficient, 16 points on 17 shot attempts, but he's grabbed a number of his misses so far, so it's really not that bad. He's also got 11 boards and 9 assists. Nearly at a triple-double. As for Detroit, Cade Cunningham with 18. Cade's been a little bit inefficient today, though. I think Khalil Griffin has actually defended him pretty well. Griffin's had a really good game offensively. Shaedon Sharpe's playing well. It's just Scoot Henderson who has really struggled. 0 for 5 from the field at the moment, as that one is no good to start the third. On the other end, Cade, 3-ball, bang! 8-point lead once again here for Detroit. Ausar Thompson with the rebound. Here comes the Pistons. It's stolen away, though, by Scoot Henderson. Big possession for the Blazers. Springer, inside. Layup is good off the assist by Porzingis. 64-58. Here's Cade Cunningham, guarded by Griffin. Over to Jabari Smith for 3. That one falls. Good defense there by Springer. That one was heavily contested, but it still falls. 67-58 now. Springer, pump fake. Layup is good. Again, taking advantage of the mismatch. He couldn't really score in contact with his knee injury, but now that he's healthy, he's able to get his biggest strength of his game back. Cade, crossover, too easy. Pistons continuing to hold on to their lead, even though the Blazers are staying right in there. Ausar Thompson makes the tough layup. Lead back at 9. Portland calls time. Here is Porzingis with it. He gets it over to Darius Springer on the screen. Springer lobs it up, and Porzingis lays it in. He could have easily gone for the dunk, but he softly places it home. 64-71. Smith over to Poku. He gets it to Jaden Ivey with just seconds left on the shot clock. It's blocked. It's Scoot with the stuff. Springer, Sharpe, 3, bang! Great transition offense, great ball movement. Springer, by the way, now is the triple-double. That was his 11th assist, not his 10th. He got it earlier. As Jabari Smith floats in the layup. Pistons, again, continuing to hold on to their lead. Here is Khalil Griffin. Jumper is good. He's got 14 very efficient points. And the lead now is within 4. 73-69. Here's Jabari Smith out to Ivy. Contested 3. On the way, it's good. Big shot from Jaden Ivey. 7-point lead now for Detroit. Springer looks to get one right back, but it rattles out. He was open, but that was a long one. Thompson with the rebound out to Ivy. Another triple. Bang! Pistons with 2 big threes. They're now up by 10. Right when the Blazers look to get something going, Detroit takes their largest lead of the game. Scoot Henderson on the drive with the throwdown. Quick response for Portland as Scoot is the matchup with Jabari Smith. He knows he's faster than him. Takes advantage, finally gets a field goal. Marsh over to Shaedon Sharpe. 4.5 to go in the third, 10-point lead. Sharpe, layup is good. Even with Cade on him, Shaedon Sharpe's up to 21 points. He's been a little inconsistent offensively during the finals, but tonight he's having one of his stronger games. Cade on the drive. Griffin goes falling, but he blocks the shot. Big play defensively by Khalil Griffin. Way to recover. On the other end, he goes inside for Marsh. Shot no good. Gets his own miss, and the Blazers will look to reset offensively. Marsh is guarded by Cade Cunningham. He gets it over to Shaedon Sharpe. Sharpe gets by Ausar. Layup. Blocked! What a play by Poku. Marsh now. That one's no good. Portland had at least 3 shots on that possession. Didn't make any of them. And then on the other end, here's Ausar Thompson with it. Gets it over to Cade Cunningham. Cade looking for some space. Tries to get by Sharpe. He doesn't. But he's still able to get his own miss, and the putback is good. Big play for Cade Cunningham. Lead back at 10. 3.5 to go in the third. Marsh is stolen by Ivy. He gets it to Asar Thompson. He's blocked by Griffin. Another snuff from Khalil Griffin on the other end. Sharp out to Abaji. He's tightly guarded by Thompson. Over to Griffin on the right wing. Screen from Ivy. Griffin on the drive. Layup is good. The best offense is good defense. Khalil Griffin with the block. Scores himself on the other end. Forces the Cade miss. Griffin's been unbelievably good today defensively. Whether he's guarding Cade or guarding somebody else, he's been phenomenal. Marsh in the corner. Looks to get by Ivy and throws it down over Pokuševski. The lead back at 6. Here is Cade with it. Pump fake. Double fake. Blocked by Marsh. Another snuff for Portland. On the other end, Khalil Griffin layup is good, even though he was smothered. And the lead is right back at 4. 83-79. Cade jumper no good. Cade continuing to have a disastrous third quarter. Lillard heat check. A little bit off. I think the Blazers just got a tiny bit excited that they were in takeover mode there. Probably shouldn't have shot that ball. They do get it back on offense, though. Lillard thinks about this shot, won't take. Over to Scoot Henderson. He's only got 4 points, but he's in with the slam! And the lead now sits at 2. Big run for Portland. Back down by 4. Scoot over to Springer. He looks to drive inside. That one is good over Killian Hayes. Springer up to 24, 15, and 11. 85-83. Asar Thompson 3. That one is no good. Springer with another rebound. Blazers can tie or take the lead here. Springer tries to cross over Asar. On the drive, Springer. Layup is blocked! Tanner Calhoun with the denial. 15 to go in the third. Here's Bufkin with it. Spin move, no good. Nice defense by Logan. 8 points, 8 boards. Portland looking to score quick. It's Abaji with it on the drive. Throws it down! Ochai Abaji with the powerful slam. We're tied at 85. Seconds to go in the third. Killian Hayes for the lead. No good. Through 3, this game is tied. A really strong quarter for Portland, especially the last couple of minutes. They were down by 10 at one point, but I think they finished on a 12-2 run. And with that, as we enter the fourth quarter, it's pretty simple. If we outscore Detroit these next 10 minutes, we win the NBA championship. But all they have to do is the exact same, and we're headed to a Game 7. Portland starts the fourth in takeover mode, looking to take advantage, continue this run, but Jaden Ivey gets the scoring started. He is in with the layup, 87-85. Off of a miss, Jabari Smith has it, looking to run the floor. Smith throws it up. That was a horrible pass, but Reed still ends up with it. Portland's got to make a play on the ball with how long it was in the air, but they're unable to as it's 89-86. Reed on the drive gets it to Smith. That one is good. The Blazers were focused on sending help towards the left corner. I'm surprised he passed it for Smith, but they still scored. 2 points is 2 points. 91-86, Jabari Smith out to Darion Reed for 3. Off the mark. Good closeout by Griffin. His defense continues to be outstanding. On the other end, Springer on the drive. Open lane. Easy throwdown. Back to a one-score game. He's up to 26. 91-88. 7.5 to go. Reed over to Smith. Layup is good. Again, Logan was focused on helping Calhoun in the corner, but Jabari Smith goes for the layup. 93-90. Smith is blocked! Darius Springer with the snuff! On the other end, he's got Sharp. Inside for Kristaps Porzingis for the slam. It's a one-score game. 1-point game specifically. 93-92. Smith guarded by Springer again. The Pistons are going to go right back to this matchup, and this time it works. Jabari Smith kind of throws it up, but it falls in. He's got 17. Lillard with it. Tries to dish it for Porzingis, who's able to hold on to it. Shaedon Sharpe left wide open. He hits the jumper. The Pistons were so focused on going for the ball, nobody guarded Shaedon Sharpe. I don't know why. 95-94, 6 to go. Here is Pokuševski with it on the perimeter. He's intercepted. Shaedon Sharpe with the steal. Springer looks to bring it up himself. He gets it over to Khalil Griffin. Tries to get by Calhoun. Tries to get it back to Springer. It's tipped. And that's going to be a backcourt. Portland did not want Jabari Smith to have that in transition, so rather the Pistons are going to inbound it. They'll reset the possession. Big missed opportunity, though, off of the turnover for the Blazers. They could have taken the lead. Cade inside, no good. Another defensive stop by Khalil Griffin. Griffin to Springer, left wing 3. Bang! Blazers take their first lead of the second half. 97-95 off the triple by Darius Springer with just over 5 to go. Screen from Poku. Calhoun with it. His shot is no good as the shot clock expires. Springer with the rebound, takes it up himself. Springer with the slam. He's got 31. Nobody guards him inside. It's a 2-score lead in favor of the Blazers. They're 5 minutes away from their first championship in 51 years. Can they hang on? Scoot Henderson, no good. Griffin with the rebound. Springer, corner three is good. 8 consecutive points for Darius Springer. It's a 6-point lead. Khalil Griffin tries to get it with Ivy, and instead he's intercepted by Cade Cunningham. Big turnover for Detroit. Cade, jumper is good. The lead is back down to 4 with around 3.5 minutes to go. Big play by Cade Cunningham and the Pistons. Scoot Henderson has it over to Griffin. Open three. Bang! 7-point lead once again. Khalil Griffin for 3. 105-98, 3 minutes to go. The Blazers are inching closer and closer. Ivy gets the double. Poku, now he's open, makes the layup. The Blazers were worried about Jabari Smith in the corner. He's been automatic on corner threes in this series, but both Springer and Porzingis healthy gives Poku the easy basket. Here's Springer open in the corner for 3. Again! Another triple for Springer. He is hot from beyond the arc. That's 37 tonight for Springer. And Detroit calls time. 2.5 to go. It's an 8-point lead for Portland. They can just taste it. This game's not over, but the Blazers are in a good spot. Their biggest lead of the entire night. Asar Thompson with it to inbound. He gets it over to Jaden Ivey. Pistons got to score. Get some momentum back. Nice play by Ivey to get open off the ball. Sharp gets to him quickly, but the layup is still good. 6-point lead. Pistons defense has to hold. I imagine Springer's going to get the ball early and often. Pistons might look to get the double. Here's Griffin with it. He looks to drive rather than go for the shot. Back to Springer, guarded by Cade. There's the double now. He's got Scoot open. Scoot looks to drive over to Springer. Springer with it. Porzingis, 3 at the buzzer. Bang! Tingus Pingus hits the triple. 9-point lead for the Blazers. It's tipped. Detroit keeps it. Last touched by Springer. He's got 37, 19, and 13. What a performance in a potential closeout game if Portland holds on. Cade, step back jumper is good. Lead sits at 7. I'm curious to see when the Pistons look to start pressing. I think that's probably something they should look at soon. Here's Springer on the drive. Misses the dunk! Oh, this could be interesting now. A missed slam by Springer. Ivy on the other end. Fools Griffin. Jumper is good. And the lead is now within 5. The Pistons definitely not out of this game with a minute and a half left. Portland's got to keep the pedal on the metal. If they find a way to choke and lose this game, the Pistons would have all the momentum going into a possible Game 7. Porzingis over to Springer. He gets it to Scoot Henderson. Scoot looking for the screen from Springer. On the drive. Hands it off. Springer slam! 39 points for Darius Springer. 7-point lead. Minute 17 to go. Here's Cade Cunningham with it for 3. That one's off the mark. Springer with the board is 20th. Here comes Portland on the other end. Springer looks to take it himself, guarded by Cade Cunningham. He sends it over to Khalil Griffin in the corner. Griffin with it over to Porzingis, who hangs onto it off at the tip. Now Shaedon Sharpe with it. Shot clock winding down. Springer looking for the screen. He's got to shoot the ball quickly. Springer throws it down, but after the shot clock. Portland still wasting a lot of time isn't necessarily the worst thing because now there's under a minute left, but I feel like that dunk could have iced the game had he gotten inside maybe a second earlier. So it's a 7-point lead with around 50 seconds to go. Detroit's got to move fast. Here is Cade Cunningham with it on the screen. Cunningham, quick 3. No good. Springer with the rebound. I imagine Portland's going to look to chew clock again unless they get a good look. Another basket here could very well ice the game. Scoot, pump fake over to Springer on the drive. He is fouled by Jaden Ivey. He'll get 2 at the line, looking to make it a 40-piece as the Blazers try to shut this thing down. First one from Springer is good. It's an 8-point lead. He seems to be tired. Everybody's running on fumes at this point, but hopefully we'll be done in 31 seconds. Second is good for Springer. He goes 2 for 2. It's a 9-point lead, and now the Pistons might be needing a miracle. Here is Cade Cunningham with it. He's going to have to shoot the ball quick. Cade over to Pokusevski for 3. That one is good. It's a 6-point game with 23 seconds. Who's going to get the inbound? Portland wants Darius Springer shooting these free throws. You could argue that any of their other stars might be slightly better free throw shooters, but all four of these top players have very similar free throw percentages. And look, Darius Springer's the man. He's our guy. We trust him to close this thing out and win us a championship. First one is good. Second, to make it an 8-point lead is good as well. Springer makes his 4 free throws. It is an 8-point lead with around 20 seconds to go. Cade brings it up, back to Poku. He shoots another 3. This time it is off the mark. Sharp with the rebound, and the Pistons will not foul! Springer's gonna dribble out the clock, and I think that'll do it! Time is ticking, just seconds to go! For the first time in 51 years, the Portland Trail Blazers are NBA champions! They defeat the Pistons 117-109 here in Game 6. And at long last, the Larry O'Brien Trophy is headed home to Portland, Oregon. As the Blazers finally get over the hump, they win the title. Darius Springer in his MVP season leads the Blazers to championship glory. Young stars like Khalil Griffin, Shaedon Sharpe, and Scoot Henderson get their first rings. Veterans like Kristaps Porzingis and the longtime Blazer Damian Lillard win their first championships, and there's Lillard fired up on the bench. He will win a ring as a Portland Trail Blazer. Even though we traded him away, episode 1, as the opening storyline for this series, I had it in the back of my mind that I wanted to bring Lillard back. I wanted to win him a title, and we do exactly that. Darius Springer holds up the Larry O'Brien Trophy. He brings Scoot up. He's going to hold the trophy. And I wonder who gets the Finals MVP with Springer's injury. You can absolutely make the argument for somebody else like Scoot Henderson, who outside of this closing Game 6 was unbelievable during the rest of the series. It looks like it is Darius Springer holding up the Finals MVP trophy. So with that, I think we can infer that despite being injured 4 out of 6 games, Darius Springer is the Bill Russell Finals MVP as he holds up the trophy, and the Blazers have done it here in year 5 of the series. This was our year. We were the number 1 seed. It was destined to happen, but it wasn't easy. Battling through injuries in the playoffs, in the regular season even, and of course in the finals with Darius Springer being hurt for much of the series, along with bench players like Ochai Agbaji and Zay Logan. So the Finals MVP is going to officially go to Cade Cunningham. Didn't Cade's team just lose? I get this has happened before. Jerry West won the Finals MVP on the losing team, but I feel like this would never happen. Now, I will say, Cade was the best player in this NBA Finals, so I get it, but I'm going to make the executive decision to override it to one of our players. I think you can make the case for a few guys. I feel like Scoot Henderson's consistency offensively over the last couple of games has been so important. But look at Darius Springer's efficiency. Look what he was able to do over the last 2 games. 41 points in this one, 40 in Game 5. Even though he was hurt, even though he was not at full strength, I think he deserves to be the Finals MVP. Now, those are not his NBA final stats. He, for damn sure, did not average 15 rebounds in the 6-game series. I think those are his stats for the entirety of the playoffs. What an individual playoff run for Darius Springer. We'll talk about him shortly. Let's start with the recap of this game. Cade Cunningham, 32 points, but on 32 shots. Easily his worst game of the finals. I thought Khalil Griffin played great defense on him. Griffin was unbelievable today on the defensive end of the floor, and without his defense, I don't think we win this game, whether he was guarding Cade or somebody else. Jaden Ivey had a really good game, 26 points. Jabari Smith with 17. Who was the star that shot them out? Asar Thompson went 3 for 9, but you can make the argument that Cade Cunningham shot them out of the game. And again, I don't think this one is on Cade. He's been unbelievable during the entire finals, but he did not shoot the ball well today. Certainly not for his standards. He shot at least 50% in the other 5 games. Let's look at our team now. Darius Springer. I think I said he had 41 earlier. I undersold him. He had 43 points, 21 rebounds, 12 assists. Wasn't perfectly efficient early in the game, but in that fourth quarter, he was not missing. This will go down as an all-time great playoff run. From Darius Springer, he averages 31, 15, and 6 on great shooting. And those numbers, especially the rebounds, would have been higher had he not been injured here in the finals. Darius Springer, very well, could have broken some big-time records, including the rebounds record. I checked to see what he needed to do before the finals. If we had a 7-game final series and he averaged 20 rebounds per game, he would have broken the all-time playoff record for rebounds, which I know that sounds like a lot, but look at all the rebounds he got during the rest of the playoffs. He did not have a game the entire postseason without a double-double where he played at least 25 minutes or was not healthy. Every game that he was healthy and played, he got a double-double with rebounds. And those rebounding records are all super old, set by guys like Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain. He got the most rebounds in a single playoff run of anybody since, like, at least the NBA-ABA merger. And that's with elite scoring, elite passing. His plus-minus was obviously better than the team itself. He was ridiculous. And I think when it all comes down to it, he, without a doubt, is going to be one of the greatest players in this channel's history. I think he's right up there with guys like O'Davious Shepherd, Buzz Wigington, and Oscar J. Basilin from other 2K series. Sure, he's not the scorer that Shepherd and Oscar was. He's not the defender that Buzz was, but I think he's a better all-around player than all of them. What can't he do? He can score, he can shoot, he can pass, he can rebound, he can defend. He does everything on the floor. Gotta give credit to the others. Shaedon Sharpe had an inconsistent playoff scoring the ball. He had some really good moments in the finals, had a good game here in the closeout, 38 in Game 4. I was most impressed here specifically in these finals with his defense. He was unbelievable guarding Asar Thompson. Khalil Griffin, again, up and down in the playoffs as a scorer, but his final efficiencies look pretty good. He finished with a true shooting percentage of 61, which is still quite good. He was a lot more consistent during the finals. Always scored between 16 and 23 points, and he shot at least 50% in all but one game during these finals. For a guy who was inconsistent offensively during the playoffs, he was a rock in the finals. Now, defensively, he had his ups and downs here in these finals, but nobody could guard Cade. I can't blame him. Scoot Henderson, again, inconsistent during the playoffs, but in these finals, he really stepped his game up. He was bad in Game 6, but other than that, he was unbelievable. We had to run the offense through him since Game 3, and he was marvelous in doing so. Had Scoot played well in Game 6, I think I would have given him the Finals MVP. I felt like he was the favorite for the award coming into this game. He just kind of lost it here at the end with a bad performance, but still give him a ton of credit. He was unbelievable during the rest of the finals, and the role players all did their job. We had our ups and downs of Porzingis in this playoff, but you know what? When he needed to make plays, he did. Zay Logan and Ochai Agbaji gave us some high-energy minutes off the bench, especially before they got injured in Game 3 of the finals. And of course, best of all, as I said earlier, Damian Lillard is an NBA champion. I've got to see it here in his accomplishments to believe it. But there you go. Dame is a champion. Whether he retires or not is to be determined. But at least he gets a ring. Now our team has won a championship. I'm really excited to see what the core four will continue to be able to do. Darius Springer is a restricted free agent this offseason. I think it goes without saying he is not going anywhere. He will be a Portland Trail Blazer next year. I can say that with certainty because, well, he was the MVP of the regular season. He was the MVP of the playoffs. He was the MVP of the finals. He's got a chance to carve out a historic Hall of Fame career, and I'm excited to see what he can do with Sharpe and Scoot and Griffin. All these guys are 25 years old or younger. All these guys still have room to grow. Griffin in particular, I still think his ceiling is right up there with Darius Springer, and I feel like we might have two championship-level #1 options in the future. The question now, though, is what is next for the series? Because for those of you who watch the Dragons franchise, you know we're looking to wrap that series up within the next couple of weeks. We're getting through some seasons quickly, and then we'll get to the long-term sim. And I think that's going to be the plan here with the Trailblazers franchise as well. I'd love to keep it going until the new 2K cycle, but similarly with the Dragons, I want to be able to have that series and now this one done before EA College Football comes out in around 2 weeks. Because again, I have a lot of big plans with that game. I'm excited to get started. And I think wrapping up 2 series while the college football game just comes out probably isn't the best idea. Now, since we really only have 2 weeks left here with the Trailblazers, we're probably not going to be able to get through multiple seasons really quickly unless those seasons are literally 1 episode long. So I think that's what I'm going to try to do. The off-season in the next episode might get its own video, but from there I'm going to try to get through 2, maybe 3 seasons within 1 episode each, and then that'll bring us to the long-term sim where we ultimately wrap things up and put a bow on what's been a really, really fun 2K series. And look, before you know it, in a couple of months, 2K25 is going to be out, and sometime in August probably, we are going to start talking about some possible teams that we could look at for that series. So hope everybody enjoyed. Certainly a really fun game. How do you guys feel with the end of the finals? And I hope you guys are excited for the final chapters of this series. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.